In today's video, I'm basically going to cover all the different ways that I know people have been using to increase and earn more DEC. Obviously, there'll be some people that say, no, I only am a full-time trader. I just flip and buy cards and that earns me more than playing the game. There'll be people that play the game. There'll be people that rent cards. There'll be people that only rent their decks. There'll be people that only invest in liquidity pools. So there's many different ways to maximize or play the game or invest in the game. But if you're like me and you play the game, you enjoy the game, and you just want to increase your DEC, these are the best ways to do it. So starting number one, I have to mention it every time, is just managing your capture rate. So your energy capture rate, or ERC, is at 100% when you play a game in your league. So let's say you're in gold, and when you're in gold, you earn 20 DEC a match at 100% ERC. If you play a lot and your ERC is at 50%, instead of earning 20 DEC, you'll only earn 10. The way that ERC regenerates, it's roughly 1% an hour. So the reason ERC exists is obviously to counter bots, because they don't want bots to just be playing 24/7 earning that DEC. So after bots have played and the ERC has gone down to 0%, they don't earn any DEC when they win a match. Obviously that doesn't stop them from bucking up the leaderboards, but that's a different debate. So the best way to optimize your time as well as your earning is that you should basically be playing, you start the game at 99%, never let it go to 100%, because that's essentially a waste of energy, and you play it down from 99% all the way down to about 75% or 70%. So what you're doing is you're making sure that you get the maximum ERC every day. Obviously, if there's days that you don't play, then that's just a waste of ERC. Number two on our list is going to be the different DEC reward bonuses. So the very first way, the order is win streak, gold cards, alpha and promo cards, beta cards, guild. So let's start at the top. Your win streak, that's up to you to improve by improving your deck and just playing more and understanding the game more and building unique counters and strategies. Just by, if you can keep like a 5-game win streak going, you'll start earning more DEC, and that's pretty sweet. So gold cards is the second option. So that's going to be our second way to improve our DEC earning. So with gold cards are really interesting because I've told a lot of you guys not to buy them, but at the same time, I've also told you guys to get out of bronze and get into silver, because honestly, bronze is really not nice, especially when you're earning credits instead of pushing and earning DEC. So let's say you're building a silver deck, and let's use Chaos Legion because most of you guys will be buying Chaos Legion. The reward, like the Chaos Legion cards actually are pretty cheap right now. Like commons, like if you were to get a pack, let's say you got these 4 commons, you're getting 0, 10 and a rare. You're basically getting like $1 for $4 you spend on a pack, which is a bit wild. Obviously, if you get a legendary, it's a lot better. And if you get a gold foil legendary, it's really good if you have the luck. But let's say you're building a water deck and you want to get a flying squid, because you've got your demon shark, and a flying squid is a really good position to melee, and that's how you want to play your water. So when you look at your water cards, when you look at flying squid, you already know that you want it to be level 3 because it gets that extra damage, and that's what makes it really good and really huge. So we want it to be level 3, so we need 14 of them to level it up. I think it was 0.1. So at 0.1, you obviously need 1.4 US dollars to get yourself a level 3 squid. If you were to look at a gold foil version, it's 0.97 for the cheapest one. So you already know, like, okay, you're going to invest and spend 40 cents more, or 47 cents more to be exact. But every time you play your flying squid, you're going to have that advantage of getting a little bit more DEC reward bonus, which won't be a lot. It will obviously have to add up in the future. But the other advantage of buying some gold foil cards, I wouldn't recommend buying gold foil cards if you're going to combine them and level them up, because it's a lot harder to sell a leveled up gold foil card than a leveled up flying squid card. Because also the way this game works is that it's a bad example to show you Chaos Legion cards because they're all level 1s, but let's say we went to Untamed and let's say you bought a Feast and Seaweed, a level 10, wow, that's crazy. Sorry, that's a really bad example. That person selling the level 10 is crazy. Let's use the giant squid. So if you were to buy singles, you're paying 0.86. So owning singles of this card is worth 0.86. If you had a level 2 or a level 3, which we would want for our, like, what's a giant squid? You want it to be level 4, to be honest, because then it gets blind. Getting additional health and additional speed isn't really that important for the first 3 levels. But let's say you wanted a level 3 giant squid. You would be paying more than 20% discount per BXC. But if you buy a gold foil deck card, like literally owning a single gold foil card is the cheapest it'll ever be. So in this case, you can see if you level up the gold foil cards, just like anything, you're going to be paying, you'll sell it at a lot less per BXC than if you were to just own a individual one. So it might be worth it to go, I'm going to be in silver, I'm buying a gold foil card to keep it low, but basically by keeping it at a single BXC, it's the same thing as keeping it at a single BXC. So you get the bonus to when you eventually sell your deck, or you sell your gold foil card to then invest and buy like a level 6 regular foil one eventually in the future. Okay, the next way to go down is alpha, promo, and beta cards. There's not really much to explain here. It's just if you own the older cards, you get paid more DEC per win. They give you a slight bonus. And this won't be relevant to you unless you're planning to play Wild. If you're just going to play Modern, don't worry about it. There are some cards in this that are like outdated. So like I love Saber Shark, but the reality is a Pellicer Deceiver, no, not Deceiver, Bandit. Yep. Yeah, Pellicer Bandit does the exact same job and is like 3,000 times cheaper. So I don't think you have to worry too much about some of these beta cards. Obviously, if you're a collector in this game, it might be worth picking up some of the more valuable ones that you want to own that basically are still relevant and will improve your deck in the long run. Like my favorite card, Cobalt Miner, I still think it's super valuable. But cards like Malric Inferno and even Paldo are much less valuable now that cards like Tarsa have just come out and destroyed them. So just owning some promo and alpha cards, you can then earn a little bit of a bonus. And then finally the next thing is guilds. So guilds are really important. Let me switch accounts quickly to the deck. But guilds are pretty damn important, and the reason they're important are, one, they give you a DEC reward bonus depending on what level their buildings are. So in our case, you can see, oops. So you can see that by having a hall this level, oh, it's lodge, I think. So by owning a level 4 lodge, Team Possible Warriors is a like around the 100th guild rank, but it's only a level 4, and at level 4 we get a DEC bonus of 4%. Obviously it goes from 1% all the way up till 10% at level 10. You also do get a shop discount. This isn't for packs or anything like that. you get this basically for any DEC purchase, which would be like your potions and stuff like that. So you get extra DEC from being a part of a guild. You also get a shop discount. The other thing you get to do is you get to fight in brawls, and by playing in brawls you unlock gladiator cards like this, and I would never recommend you do it because gladiator cards are super like strong and valuable, so you'll use them to win more brawls, which will then accelerate you. But what you could always do is, if you don't like your gladiator cards or you've got too many, I'm going to use them for lands. But the other thing is that you basically can't trade them or sell them, but you can destroy them and basically burn them for DEC. So if you get super lucky and you get a gold foil, you might actually just burn it for a shit ton of DEC. These cards are linked to the old power system, so not the Chaos Legion ones. So epics are 200 power each, or 200 DEC each. Gold cards, legendary cards are 1,000. And the other thing is that these contribute to your power. So if you're renting your deck, and you rent your deck to earn power, by being in a guild, you basically get free power to increase your deck, which means that you don't have to rent for power as much just by being a part of a guild. So highly recommend you join a guild, basically, is another great way to earn DEC. I'm not going to talk about card flipping in this video. You know that you can buy cards lower, sell them higher, earn DEC through that way. You can look at some of my other videos for something like that. What I will say though is, when it comes to renting your cards, what you could do is, and I know many people do it, is let's say you own something like a Cron, and you go and look at the for rent. You should always go like this. Price, let's go price low. So you see that the cheapest one is 17.8 DEC, and there's a lot of them. So it's like, it's very thick and heavy, and Cron basically will sit at 18 DEC rental a day. There are sometimes some crazy good steals, and you can pick up some of these cards for like, let's say some guy listed super quickly at like 10 DEC. I know that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it really does happen. So you see a crazy steal on the market for rent. What you do is you rent that card, and then what you do is with the one you own, you then rent it out at normal market price. So then every day you basically pay 10 DEC, but you earn 18 or 8 DEC for free back. And that's just a super easy way to maintain your deck, as well as just earn extra DEC on top of it. Obviously it takes a little bit of manual labor, but it's, I used to do it. Like there was a time that I would rent a cheap Jotun and then rent out my Jotun, and it worked. It was honestly great, so I highly recommend you do that. Something else that you can do is, I did explain you guys the different ERC system, but a unique strategy that you could do is you rent a card. So rent a deck, so rent your whole deck. Like this is only meant if you're renting cards, but rent your deck for specific times. So let's say you're renting on day 1, play like till you get to 75 ERC. So you've done 1 day rental, you straight away play with all your cards. You do a full 23 games, and you get your ERC to about 75%. Then what you do is you go online 22 hours later, so 2 hours before your rentals are cancelled, cancel all your renting. So like you don't want to renew it for day 2, and then for those next 2 hours or next 3 hours that you still have the cards, your ERC should be back at like 99%. Play it from 99% all the way down to either 75%, or go all the way down to something crazy like 60% or 50%, and then stop and then day 2 you do nothing and you just let it recharge, and then day 3 you re-rent, and you basically rent alternative days, but you still get all the reward chests and you still maximize your ERC. Obviously that takes a lot more effort than just renting for the full duration, but what you basically can ensure is that you only pay rent every second day, and then with things like Peak Monster and creating sets, you can just create yourself your deck in sets, and then just make sure that every time you want to get your deck back, you just go into your sets and then just re-rent it, and it works like a charm. If you own your cards, like I do, something that I've recently been doing to earn more DEC is I will play my brawls, because I love my guild. So I play my brawls, and then after I've submitted all my brawls have 48 hours to complete, and then they've got another like 24-hour cooldown, and then they've got another 24-hour sign up period. So what I do is I'll rent some of my cards that I don't use, because I mainly play my water deck anyway when I play with my cards. So any of the cards that I don't use, I'll basically just re-rent them out, put them on the market, and just earn some DEC that way. And then obviously the biggest thing I could ever recommend is, if you don't care about your seasonal rewards, if you own your cards, the best time to play is the first 3 days of the season. DEC earning is its highest, and then eventually it slowly gets lower and lower until the last day. But on the last day, everyone rents their cards in order to get all of their seasonal rewards. So if you don't care about your season rewards, you just play every day and you get your daily rewards. The last 2 days of season, rent all your cards out, and your rentals are basically 10 times standard rate when you would compare it to the normal season days, because everyone's renting their cards to hold the power to get their big season rewards. So you basically get a shit ton of DEC for that last 2 days, and you'll earn so much DEC that it's just worth it. And you sacrifice your season rewards for that DEC and for that rental income. Okay guys, so those are some tips and tricks that basically I do and I know other people do in order to increase their DEC earnings every day and every season. So I did say that I'm giving out packs every episode. So comment down below your in-game name. You have to be subscribed to the channel. I will find a way to check. And just comment DEC and then your in-game name, and then one of you guys are going to be winning a pack. So good luck. Let me know in the comments down below if there's other ways to earn DEC that I haven't talked about, or if there's a topic that you do want me to cover in the future. Cheers! This video was made possible thanks to our wonderful sponsor Unbound Nation. They are a gaming DAO. They focus on play and earn games. They're currently in Axie Infinity and Peg Axie. They're looking to expand into games like Splinterlands. So if you're looking for a scholarship or a gaming opportunity, join the link in the description below.